Hi, I'm Lynn Bridgeford from the Aether Bios Clinic and Aether Bios Yoga. And in our series on homeopathy, today I'd like to talk a little bit about how homeopathic remedies can help with some allergies. Now, as always, this is not to replace any medical interventions, and if somebody is having a massive allergic reaction with anaphylactic shock, you're going to go to the doctor or the hospital or use an EpiPen. You're not going to take yourself to the homeopath. So we're going to look at some of the ways that homeopathy can help with the system over time. So we're coming up to hay fever season, and a lot of people have different reactions to things in the environment. There may be pollens, there may be grasses, there may be trees. Sometimes people know, sometimes they don't know what it is, they just know the season. And sometimes if they go away at that time of year to a different country, they might not have a problem. So one of the combination remedies that's available is a remedy of mixed pollens, or you might get mixed grasses, mixed trees. So these may generally help at a certain potency to lower the response that somebody has at this time of year. If somebody knows specifically the particular grass or tree or pollen, it is possible to get a remedy made up for that specific substance, and that can be helpful. Usually these things work over time. It's not like taking a drug where you get an instant response. So when we're looking at general allergies in the system, that may be food allergies, you could have allergies on the skin, you may get itchy eyes, you may get the rhinitis, you may get some gut reaction. Now, some reactions that people consider are allergies are actually intolerances, and there is a difference. We're just going to look at some basic home help you can get for yourself. So if you look at some of the combination remedies, there are detox remedies that will help drain toxins out the system if you know what the problem is, and help balance the organs. So it just depends where it's targeting. So if we look at Hale, the Hale company have some remedies that help with allergies, and so do the Fitamega and Dr. Reykjavik and Weleda and Helios and all the good homeopathic pharmacies, Ainsworth's. They can supply you with remedies if you phone up and tell them what your symptoms are. So many years ago, I had what probably would have been called total allergy syndrome. And basically there wasn't a lot I could eat or be in contact with that didn't cause a major reaction in my system. I was quite ill. And I was fortunate to discover a man called Dr. Keith Mumby, who worked with clinical ecology. It was quite fascinating. We'd go and sit in a room, a bunch of people, he'd take our histories, and there was a suspicion about what we might be reacting to. So you would get a little homeopathic dose of that substance injected into you, and that would cause a reaction. And then he would find the right potency, the dilution of that helped to switch off the reaction. That was quite remarkable, because people would be sitting in the room and suddenly they'd start crying, or sneezing. It's not always the same kind of response. And then once they had that homeopathic potency that would switch it off, it stopped. So we'd get a bottle of drops to take home and to ingest to help remove the problem. So it's a threefold situation. So basically we need to stop having the allergen or being exposed to it. We need to build up the nutrients in the body because they may well be depleted, and we always need to be looking at the stress system. So some of the things I was allergic to at the time were things in the environment that I couldn't avoid. So that was really helpful to be able to take the drops and then work over time to help build my body up. And I'm very able to eat most things. I have a few things I don't like, junk very much, and there's a few things my body doesn't like, and I can get away with them a bit now and again if I feel okay. I do believe we all have one food or maybe two foods that we're better off without. Some of our foods are full of herbicides and pesticides, and sometimes that's the issue. So it's really looking at what the problem is. So do we need to work with the gut to get the gut more balanced so we're not reacting? Do we need to get the blood sugar balanced so that we're not going into a hyperglycemic state, which will lead us to feel like we can't tolerate things? Is there toxicity happening? So what part of the body do we need to look at? So it's not always a simple thing, although you can phone your pharmacy, go and see your homeopath and find some specific help to see what will work for you. Thank you so much. That's Lynn Bridgeford, Aether Bios. Thank you so much for watching. I'm really enjoying sharing my journey and my knowledge with you, and I hope it's a help to you with your learning and your understanding. Please subscribe, like, write in the comments below, and go across to my other channels. I have Instagram, Lynn Bridgeford. I have Facebook channels for the clinic, for the yoga, and interact with me on all the channels, and I would be happy to connect with you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Thank you so much.